great first day in pads. It was good to finally get out there and have the first real live contact of the year. I thought we had an outstanding practice, and both sides had their moments today during practice, and but I love the intensity level. I loved the positive enthusiasm on both sidelines. I love the way they competed. Just so many positives from today's practice. I thought we had a lot more players kind of come along today. Yesterday I thought I said there was a separation yesterday, and you had part of the team that really excelled and part of them that didn't handle it very well. I thought today you had the bulk of the roster that really went out there and competed at a high level today. So going to be great film to watch this afternoon. You feel good coming off the practice field. When you've had a first day of full contact like that, and excited for this afternoon's film and tomorrow's practice.
Coach, we weren't in the pre-practice huddle, but you could hear Rajay and just his passion, talking to his teammates, just listening to that. How much did that kind of set the tone for practice?
Well, when you get something taken away from you, it probably gives you a lot of appreciation for it. And he's been sitting there for 8 months watching everybody else do stuff, watching us go out and win a bowl game last winter. And so, he's back out there full go now. And, today was an emotional day for him. He had a great day. I mean, his intensity level throughout the day was fantastic. But certainly, he is a leader on this team and in this program. And, what he says carries a lot of weight. And so that kind of leadership there early in practice kind of set the tone for everything.
Anyone in particular really stand out today as far as hitting goes and physicalness?
You had quite a few now. Devin King had a huge tackle and forced a fumble during an inside run against a very good running back. And we were kind of giving him a hard time in film yesterday that we didn't know if he could tackle that kid or not. He sure came through right there, so that was good to see. There was so much going on. B.J. Davis had a big play during the goal line short yardage period at the end of practice, a tackle for a loss. I'm sure we had several of those linemen in there. Chad Stevens was very disruptive today. He kind of, this is kind of his deal. He lives for days like this. So many, but look forward to watching the film and being able to spotlight some others. But we had some guys stand out from just a performance standpoint, and I think that's important. I always talk about, you get the summer stuff and you get the 7-on-7 and you get kids at camps and stuff like that, and they really shine as an athlete. Well, the athletes, they've got to perform, out there when it's full contact too. And a lot of times, they get a little bit shorter arms out there when when people start hitting them. And I thought Jari Patterson had a huge day today. Josiah Hatfield, Kerry King continues to produce, Jalen Johnson, and to see those guys do that, in the full contact settings. And you guys got to see the play on the goal line there with Jalen. They're all debating whether or not he got in or not. But the great thing is, he didn't hesitate, down there making that catch. And it's good to see that mental toughness under fire.
Coach, a week into the practice, you've got a quarterback situation. How is that quarterback room shaking out?
Well, we got two good ones. I think Mason the last 4 days has really elevated his play. I mean, he's playing with a ton of confidence. He had a great day today. Alex is doing good things also, but I think just Mason right now, the last several practices has really taken his performance exactly in the direction we hoped he would.
Coach, when you look at a guy like Jari, been in the program, has had some tough times, but has developed. What does that kind of say about him and you guys developing players like him? Well,
we just had that talk last night and this morning, because you got a bunch of freshmen out there that are, their heads spinning a little bit and they're debating life right now. This is the toughest thing they've ever done. And you talk about, Devin King or Jari Patterson, and your question was about Jari, but, nothing has been given to that kid. Anything that he has gotten has been earned. He has earned the respect of his teammates and his coaches. And all of us are so excited for him. But I think it says a lot about just who he is. He has had to work very, very hard, and it's just really nice to see him have such a great start to preseason camp.
Coach, Josiah Hatfield had a school in practice today. Is that a guy that's starting to separate himself out in the wide receiver room?
I mean, I'll be honest, and this is usually the way it goes. When I brag on a kid, they go out and crap the bed sometimes the next day. But he has not had a bad day. He has looked like a veteran, experienced receiver, and he's made plays every single day. So really excited for him. Yeah, great play there during. And I'll tell you what, you had zero pressure. Mason knew they had one more than we could block, and he stood in there, found the open receiver, made the throw right there in that pressure situation. That was good to see from him too.
Coach, there was a few moments after, in between, I noticed that you just had a big grin like a little kid on Christmas out there. Did it feel like football, like real football, like here we go?
Yeah, I mean, I love that about preseason camp. I got onto him a little bit last night because, again, you didn't have the entire roster that came out and competed at the level we needed to yesterday. And so to have a practice like that today, there's a ton of mistakes. There's guys that screwed up. But the competition, the intensity was exactly where you want it for the first day of pads. And so it's just a very enjoyable practice to be a part of. And it's going to be exceptional film to teach from and learn from and take that next step towards our scrimmage on Saturday.
What guys are involved right now in kick return and punt return? Who are you looking at there?
Well, I think punt return, Josh Murphy, Brock Spalding, Javius Bond, Jalen Johnson. Those are probably the top four. All four of them are doing really well. Kick return, Javius and Brock are both involved over there. Gerald Green, Marlon Gunn, Jari, probably have Rajay over there. So, you've got quite a few at both spots. I think, right now we have multiple that we feel really good about. I don't think the competition is anywhere near over yet, but it's good that I feel like we've got a lot of good options.
When you look at center and Hampton, do you feel like he's kind of taken that step? And who's pushing him after his strong bowl game performance last year?
Well, I think Hampton is carrying himself like a starter, and that's another kid. Came here as a walk-on, was on the scout team for multiple years. Finally traveled. Then all of a sudden last year had a chance to start and has taken advantage of that. So another kid that's done a great job of earning his position. So he's had a solid preseason. Jacob Sacra is playing very well at center. You have Dustin Hall, Ryan Beckman. They're both getting snaps and are experienced veteran guys. So I think you got a lot of competition right there. On the offensive line, you're trying to find who all is going to be ready to play and contribute at a high level. And so you are rotating some different combinations in there right now. So it'll be good to see how that all plays out over the next 2 weeks.
And for your staff, adding Brent Thompson and Shane Montgomery this offseason and kind of a support roles, guys with a ton of experience, head coaching experience, what does that do for your staff, preparation-wise, everything off the field?
Well, you've got two guys that are, former head coaches, former coordinators, very experienced, really good ball coaches. Brent and I have a long history. I've known Shane just from playing against him, a good bit over the years. And so both of them have a great respect for him. They're going to elevate our program. They're both going to bring different things to that room, which I think is really good. Both of them have a little bit different backgrounds, but you can take a lot from both of them. And they're just, genuinely, awesome, high character human beings. And so I think they're an asset to our community also.